Hello, hello, hello. Okay, so this video will be pretty short. I just wanted to, hold on, I'll let you guys see me real quick here. Ta-da! Here I am. So this video is just really short because I really wanted you guys to see what it looks like when there are special notes that are put into the lesson. Now, when they put those special notes, it doesn't mean that they're targeting you as a teacher. They're not saying, this is what you don't do and this is what you need to do. They're not saying that. So the salespeople, the people that get the parents to sign up in the first place, the TA, which is the person that communicates to the parents as far as the lesson, the students' needs, and how they could be successful in class, and the parents. They're the ones that get to put those notes in there. So the parents get to add some things in there too, different requests that they have. It doesn't mean that you're not doing those things, okay? So I just want to show you. So here we go. So I have these trial class. Well, yeah, these trial classes coming up. So my next class, which is in 10 minutes, is a trial class. And here it says, please utilize more TPR. Now, I use TPR all the time, you guys. So they're not saying I don't use that. So whoever this was going to be assigned to in the first place, they just wanted that person to utilize TPR. So they're just saying for this particular student, this is what they want. Utilize TPR. Now this one, here's another trial for tomorrow. So these trial classes, I have not seen these students before. And it says, please try not to turn on student pen to let the student write on or draw on the screen so often, since it could be so distracting for this student. Now, this is the Yummy ABC lesson. So with this lesson, if I did a little preview here, this is the one where, it talks about apple, banana. And so I like to talk about the colors to expand. I'd be like, look, yummy, red, apple. That's how I like to teach this one. And so I have a video on this. If I haven't uploaded already, I will. But I have a video on how I teach this and expand it. I don't just teach apple, banana, tomato. I talk about the colors, and then if I can get them to color red and tell me red, red, tomato, red, apple, yellow, banana. And so for this particular lesson, even though I often like to get them engaged with coloring, for this particular student, they're saying it's just not wise. So I would just, instead of having them color, I would do the coloring and just have them repeat after me. And so you just have to, based off of what they ask for, that's just what you have to do. Sometimes it's like that, you guys. And that's okay. Now I have some, looking at my past times here. Here's another one. Please try to utilize more TPR. This was a trial student. And this is one of my regular students. Please utilize more TPR. I always use TPR. She's one of my regulars. I've had her for quite some time. But that's just, a note that's put on here. So even if she has class with someone else for whatever reason, they want a lot of TPR for their daughter. You see a lot. Most of them say TPR, 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 TPR. You'll get some other notes. I'm trying to see if I can find one with some different notes for you guys to see. Let's see. I'll find some. TPR, TPR, TPR. TPR, TPR. TPR, TPR. There's so many. TPR, TPR. Let's see. Let me go to the canceled. I think I saw some in here that had more interesting. TPR, TPR. Aha, here's one. This was a trial student. I never got to meet this student, but it says the student's English level is not so good. Please slow down a little bit and explain the keywords and sentences patiently and lead the student to respond actively. Now, they have this 1, 2, 3 times, and these are for trial students. I never got to see these trials because these trials were canceled before they even got to me. But when they put this in here, they're not saying these are things that you don't do, so you need to do this. They're just putting these special notes that will benefit this student. So they put these notes in here before this student was even assigned to you. So don't think that they're trying to direct it towards you and your teaching. Dear teacher, please slow down the pace of the class. Each class and the student reviews the content of the class to ensure the student has mastered. Thank you. Now this is one of my regular students. This particular one is for me. So you just have to really discern. You have to decide, oh, okay, this is what they want me to do, or whether or not it's just a general thing that was added. So this didn't used to be here, but then I had noticed that they added this on here. And so with this particular student, I go back and I do a lot of review. So you'll get parents that'll say quicken the pace. You'll get parents that say slow down the pace. So that's the good thing about DaDa, since you don't have to like finish every lesson, you go by the student's pace. The parents like that too. If they want you to go faster, and say, you know, there's parents that want you to do more than one whole lesson, if possible, in one class setting. There's parents that really want you to slow down and not even complete a whole one. So it really depends on the student, the parent. You'll learn them. You'll learn them. You'll learn which ones have different preferences. Build rapport with your parents, you know, and feel free. If they're sitting by the child, you can get them involved in the lesson too and say, Mom, Monkey's doing great. Monkey, tell Mom. And then you can get them, and then the parents love that type of stuff. But they wanted me to slow down. Now, I was going pretty slow, but I guess perhaps after class, maybe she was asking him questions and he wasn't really retaining it. So now I do a lot of review, a lot of review. So one lesson might take 2 classes, sometimes 3, depending on what it is. It might take 3 classes for us to get through. And she's completely fine with that. She would prefer him to master it, not just, and any of you that have ever been on any different platforms, you probably, know of some where whether they master it or not, they want them to repeat, say, and then like in an instant, within 5 minutes of learning it, be able to say, this is what it is. And then it's not really, practice. There's not a lot of expanding because you don't really have time for it. You have to get it done in 25 minutes. You got to get the whole class done, and out in 25 to 30 minutes. But with DaDa, which DaDa is the only platform that I know of so far, other than Cambly. Cambly is kind of at the kids' pace too, Cambly Kids. But the only thing with Cambly is you don't get to go back and really go over and review. It's just if you don't finish the slides, you just don't finish the slides. That's it with the lesson. But with DaDa, this is the only platform I've seen so far. There may be others that really go by the student's pace, and wherever you leave off, that's where you pick up the next time. So that's one thing I really, really love, because I thrive on this type of a platform because it mirrors my teaching in the regular teaching world. So while I'm talking to you guys, let me let y'all look at me. It mirrors my teaching in the regular teaching world much better than just hurry, because that's not realistic to the real classroom. Teachers aren't going to rush you through the content and then expect you to know it in 25 minutes and be able to take a test and mastery on it. So, I mean, you're going to go over, you're going to ask questions, you're going to get other, a lot of engagement. So I love that. Now, I just wanted you guys to see the different notes. So that's the difference between notes that are just general notes and notes that are for you. If there was nothing there before, say it's your regular student like Monkey here, and then you see that there's notes now, then they're probably trying to communicate with you. And if you ignore those notes and you just keep doing whatever, 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 then you might get an email or something. Not like saying you're fired or anything, but you might get a communication from the parent or a TA, which the TA is teaching assistant. So they're like the liaison between you and the parent. So if you're thinking the content's too difficult or too easy or something along those lines, then you would communicate that to DaDa, which they pass that on to the TA, and the TA is like the I don't know, what would you call it? The lubricant between you and the parents? I don't know what you, that sounds weird, the lubricant between you and the parents. Anyways, the TA will communicate that back and forth. So everybody has a role to play. So I hope you guys see, and see here's a lot. TPR, and here's one. Try not to turn the student's pen on. TPR, TPR. English level is not so good. TPR, TPR. So almost every trial would have some type of note on there, because their thing is they want you, they really want you to convert that trial. They do. They want you to do it because, you know, they're getting, I'm pretty sure now, I don't know, but any sales position, you normally get commission, right? When somebody signs up for something. So I'm thinking they get commission. So they want you. They like, please let them sign up because you get paid, I get paid. So they're going to put whatever notes on there. So they want you to be successful. So hopefully that helped you. This was, you know, a little short video on the notes. Like, if you're like, what is this? Are they saying I don't use TPR? They're not saying that necessarily, unless if it's never been there before and you know that you don't really use TPR in the classroom. Because some people think using all that TPR makes them look like a clown. That's not. You just have to go by what's best for the kid. And, you know, the younger ones like TPR, okay? So, if you know you don't use TPR in the classroom, and then suddenly a note pops up on one of your regular students saying, use TPR, please, then they are most likely talking to you. They're referring that to you. But if there's a note that's always been on there, or a student came to you with a note on their account, they're not directing that towards you. They're saying, whoever teaches this student, this is what the parents want. Okay? So be mindful of notes. Be mindful of your regular students and notes popping up or changing. And yes, you will get conflicting notes where it's like they have new requests, but they forgot to delete the old ones. Say they said to quicken the pace, and then suddenly you see slow down the pace, but they never deleted the quicken the pace. So you have quicken the pace, slow down the pace. What? So then you have to kind of find, okay, what's going on? What is really going on? So you have to really, you know, look at how the child is doing. And basically, what they're basically saying in that case is, don't rush them, but don't go so slow to where they're bored. If they got it and you know they got it and they've already mastered it, move on. Don't beat a dead horse. But if they don't have it, don't rush them along. Okay? So hopefully that helps you understand. So I'm going to end it right there. Okay? I'll put that right there for you. So here we go. TTF. Ta-ta for now. End.